Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you have been doing well. If you're looking forward to today's episode, where it is a top of the table clash and we are looking to get some revenge over Marseille after they tipped us up in the first half of the season, which I'll leave the link to in the top right hand corner. Then please remember to go down below, hit that thumbs up button, and if you're new around here, also hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on, all that good YouTube stuff. But before we get into this game, we are in the middle, or I say in the middle, quite late into a transfer window. So we've got some transfers to round up for you guys. And on the whole, it's been a pretty quiet transfer window so far. So yesterday I talked about a few deals that we were looking at doing, one of which you will see has gone through. The other one was Joshua Kimmich. And we'll come to a reason why I haven't gone ahead with that deal yet. I'm still not sure if we should go for him or not, but I'll show you a reason why I'm just debating it shortly when we do compare him to Joe Gomez. But on the whole, it's been a pretty quiet transfer window. We've let some players go out on loan. We also let a youngster in Giuseppe Morelli go to Stade Rennais for 2.9 million euros. He didn't look like a player who had a heap of potential, 16 years old, so potentially we could have got a bit more for him, but I thought that was a decent deal. Could have got to 4-star, but you look at his stats, he's unambitious, not much determination. I thought it was an okay deal to let him go for 2.9 million euro, but that's our only sale of the window to date, and probably the only one that we're going to be looking at making. In terms of our ins, now we did bring the striker that we mentioned yesterday in Ratko Zmilkic. Of course, yesterday's episode we did take on Monaco and do a preview of this window, so if you haven't checked that out, I'll leave a link in the top right corner as well. Serbian striker from Partizan. He has gone straight back out on loan to them, so he's going to be more of a factor at the club next season. But you can see now valued at 29 million euros, and we picked him up for 4.5, I believe. It might have been a little bit more with a few add-ons. We'll go back and check that shortly. But you look at his stats, he's, as I said yesterday, a bit on the Benjamin Mazel sort of template in terms of his stats. Very good finishing. His composure isn't quite as good, but his physicals are great. And at 18 years old, he's already got 3 caps for the Serbian national team and 5 goals. Like the look of him a lot. So we bought him in, gone back on loan to Partizan, and we spent 4.5 million on him. And it might go up to 6.5. Probably will at some stage, as long as he turns out as good as we think we will. But that is still an absolute bargain. And we also bought in a player who was on my shortlist for the next transfer targets that you were seeing in yesterday's video, but was sort of umming and ahhing about bringing him in. And then we brought him in because I think he's a player that we can make a good profit off of, and that is Stanislas Robert from Monaco. This is a guy that we bought in from Lyon not long before we actually left the club, I think a season before. He's in the second team at the moment. We got him for on the cheap, about the same price as Mutkic, and you can see his value has shot up. He could become a decent sort of rotation winger for us, I'm hoping. His finishing is always going to be a bit of a hamstring, that 9 finishing at 20 years old. You can see we bought him in for 5.5 million euros a couple of seasons. In fact, it was last season at Monaco. Loaned him out to Club Bruges, where he did a wonderful job. And now that we're halfway through the season here, we've spent less than Monaco spent on him to get him to our club. So I think that's a pretty good deal. But they are the players that we've bought in. So on the whole, nothing really first team wise at all has happened. But we've still got a fair bit of transfer budget left to work with. If we go to the scouting, you'll see we've got 29.9 million euros left. But what we do need to show you guys is why I'm hesitant on getting Joshua Kimmich. So here is Kimmich compared to Joe Gomez, and he's a player who we were kind of bringing him in, not so much to replace, but we were going to put Kimmich as another backup right back option, as well as wherever else he can cover on the field. Obviously, one of the things with Kimmich is his versatility, but Gomez is currently our backup right back, and that's probably where Kimmich was going to slot into, because Gomez then probably would have been more of a centre-back backup. You can see on here that Gomez is actually a bit more well-rounded, but we look at the attributes for a wing-back on support, which is where we're going to play them, and on the whole, I've added these up, there's not a lot of difference between them. Obviously, each player has their different strengths and weaknesses. Notably, Joe Gomez, his physical's actually not as bad as I thought they were compared to Kimmich. He's actually quite a bit better physically. So I don't know if it's worth the hassle of bringing Kimmich into the squad. I'm still going to think about that because he is a cheap deal, and we'll see how we get on with that. But I'm hesitant about it now. But we'll get into the highlights since yesterday's episode, where we did beat Monaco 2-0 at the Parc des Princes. Since then, we have had a few friendlies and a mix of Coup de France and Ligue games. So we've had the rotation team playing the Coup de France because our board do not care. And to be fair, in the games that they've played, they've looked a heck of a lot better than the first team, albeit one of those games was against a team a fair few divisions below us, and that shows in the scoreline against Avalanche's 6-0 away from home. Started off in the 18th minute. We're in the all white here. Mikado out to Gomez, puts a ball into the mixture, and Jesus Morello, nice header into the top left corner to put us 1-0 up. Then not long after that, at all it was Racide Cedra. He had a wonderful game. Did Cedra, just got one from Gomez. Tough angle, but buried it into the top left corner. Thunderbolt with a strike to put us 2-0 up. And then it was Mikado getting in on the act. Cedra somewhat slowing him through. It was a really nice finish from Mikado. A little bit of help from the woodwork. We were 3-0 up at half time. Then early in the second half, Cedra made it a double. This is a wonderful goal. I was wondering what was happening here. Long range strike yet again. That one from even further out than the first, curving into the top left corner. Wonderful strike for Cedra to put him on a double. Then in the 54th minute, Morello got his double to put us 5-0 in front. And then late in the game, you watched a run here from Cedra. He just gives the ball now up to Morello. Cedra slotted through and he completes his hat-trick in the 72nd minute and makes it 6-0. Really good performance here from the rotation, albeit you would expect it in a game against opposition like that. Just dominant all over, and not many of the Avalanche's players having good games. Their goalkeeper, the best of them, and he got 6 put past him. So yeah, it was a dominant win, albeit what we expected to do. Off the back of that, our first team got their first crack at things for the second half of the season, and unfortunately, despite having had a friendly a week and a half earlier, they could only muster a 1-1 draw against Sochaux Montbéliard. It was the 36th minute. Look, we were pretty iffy up until him, but Muhammad Ali Cho for Sochaux Montbéliard able to beat Sirius Celescu near post, of course, the World Golden Glove winner. So that's a little bit disappointing from him there, but they were 1-0 up. And off the back of that, we did play well for the rest of the game, but only got the one goal. Mariba hitting that onto Mbappe to tuck away just before half time. We absolutely dominated the second half. As you can see, from when the goal was scored from them, we really picked it up, especially in that second half. You see the XG rising quite a bit, but unfortunately, we could not put a second in the back of the net, and we had to settle for a 1-1 draw there, which was a little bit frustrating, but luckily, which we'll show you guys in a second leading into this game, results have gone our way in other games, especially in relation to Marseille. We'll show you guys that before we crack into this game. But off the back of that, we did have that second Coup de France game. It was against Lens, so a much tougher task for our rotation, and then they did a very good job to beat these guys 4-0 at home. We got a penalty in the 12th minute, and SMS was able to slot that away from the spot to put us 1-0 up, and then off the back of that, Jesus Morello picked up a double out to Joe Gomez, found Morello, good finish into that left-hand side of the goal to make it 2-0 at the 20-minute mark. And not long after that, on a good breakaway, lovely ball from Mikado to find Morello here. And from there, a lovely little dink over the keeper. 41, I got too much on that, but just enough in the end. And it put us 3-0 up at half time. Nearly overcooked it, as I was trying to say there, but found the back of the net. And then late on, Rodrigo Mikado picking up a goal after setting up the prior one for Morello. Good header there off a Doku cross. And we picked up a pretty good 4-0 win. It has to be said, Lens not able to register a single shot on target, so that worked out very well for us. So on the whole, Coup de France is going quite well. Ligue could be going a little bit better, but we'll take it because what's happened in the other games in that first match week, you can see Monaco picked up a good win. They're still a wee way behind us going into today's game, but that draw wasn't too bad a result for us because Marseille lost 2-3 at home to Lorient, who at that stage were down around 16th, so they've risen up to 14th because of that win. But Marseille, they also got knocked out in the first stage that we entered of the Coup de France, the 9th rounds, albeit that was against Monaco, but they might be starting to go into that second half slide that we've seen them do in the last couple of years when they have been in league. They have tended to get out to a very quick start, but then they do tend to fade the second half of the season. And early indications, albeit very early, only 2 games for them into the stage of the season, but it does suggest that could be something that is going to happen with them, as they have yet to pick up a win since the brief break around Christmas. But what that does mean is that A win here will see us go top of the table. And from there, with the run of games until the second to last game of the season, that's when we take on Monaco. It's a lot of games that we should be winning. So I'm hoping if we can win today's game, get a bit of revenge on them, as I said earlier, for the first half of the season game, and we can go ahead of them, and we should take some catching from there, albeit because they're out of the Coup de France, as well as European football, their entire focus now is on Ligue 1. So it might not be as easy as I am making it sound, but I would back us to win Ligue 1 if we can get in front of them. And it might even be so quite comfortably, as you would expect with this PSG squad, because it is a squad that should be winning this Ligue 1 title fairly comfortably, according to the media. But we will crack into today's game. Marseille at home, as I said. Hopefully we can get some revenge and go top of Ligue 1 at the Parc des Princes. And here are the team sheets. We are at full strength. I will say I was a bit frustrated with Juan Gomez's performance at left back lately. He hasn't been that great, and that was capped off with that Sochaux-Montpellier game where we took him off around half time. I've decided that we're going to start Ruggieri from now on, and he is a little bit better rounded at left back than Juan Gomez, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we get a good response out of that today, but Juan Gomez has been letting me down a bit lately, and that is definitely an area where if we last beyond this season, then it is an area I am looking to strengthen, bring in a really good left back. But for now, Matteo Ruggieri has snuck his way into the first 11 ahead of Juan Gomez. But otherwise, the team that you would expect to see from us pretty much at full strength. Marseille also looking pretty good. The likes of Kim Dury, Anharin, Chermity, Alvaro Fernandez in goal. It is a pretty nice looking lineup. And hopefully we can get the job done over them and go top of Ligue 1. We are the home team, of course, in the dark blue. Marseille are rocking their white with the light blue trim. And we'll be kicking off playing right to left. And hopefully we can go top of Ligue 1, as we've said. Be a good way to set up the second half of the season. First real highlight of the game after 16 minutes is a Marseille throw-in that they find Jacobs from. Passed it back, but Mbappe is able to intercept this right. Good chance early on for him. Doesn't get past his defender though. The shot's blocked, but we do keep possession. Mbappe puts it back in the mixer, headed away by Anharin, I believe that was, out to Bakar. And this highlight does continue, so we might have another chance coming. Antonio Augusto just inside the box. Back to Bakar. Has a shot tipped over the bar from Fernandez, but that is a solid chance for us, and we do win a corner. So there might be more to come from this. Yeah, Mbappe puts in the mixer. Todibo heads it straight at Fernandez though, and it is still 0-0 after 17 minutes. Not long after that, we do have a throw, and we find Argueri from it back out to Bakar. Back into Argueri. Puts the ball in the mixers. Yeah, Felix heads it, and it's in the back of the net, and we go 1-0 up after 20 minutes. Look, I don't know if Marseille were helped there. I think a defender got in the way of Fernandez in goal, and that might have deflected the ball into the back of the net because it looked a little bit soft, but we will take that, and we go 1-0 up early. And yeah, I think the defenders tried to head that away and put it in the back of his own net, so you could almost argue that's an own goal, but we'll take the 1-0 lead after 22 minutes. And another throw-in not long off the back of that goal. Bakar found Todibo, and they knocked the ball about amongst each other. And now it's Bakar down the right-hand side, and if we can make it 2-0 early doors here, that would be good, although we do lose position there. And it's now Anharin down the left-hand side for Marseille. A player who's been very good this season. Kim Dury was going to make a run forward, but loses possession to Medina, and we play out from the back. And if we can get an early cushion goal, this would be very nice. As we do know, Marseille were very dangerous from the first game we played against them, a 2-0 loss where we never really got going that game. It's already looking like we're going to be a bit sharper today from what we've seen in the first 20-odd minutes. Long ball up from Mbappe there. Makes his way forward. Oh, tries to beat Fernandez at the near post. It goes out for another corner though. So we're playing the football down the right ends of the pitch so far. And Mbappe will put this into the box. Headed back out to him. Now we'll see what he gets up to here. Beats his man. Oh, what a strike. Kylian Mbappe. Fernandez might be embarrassed about that. Beaten at the near post, but that wouldn't have snuck him by much. Thought this highlight wasn't going to amount to much once it was headed back out to Mbappe, but he's beaten his man here. Gets into enough space to take the shot, and it's just inside that post. Pretty nice finish, it has to be said. And we go 2-0 up after 25 minutes. And now it is a goal kick to Paris Saint-Germain. And we are in a nice spot early here. Aguirre up to Mbappe. Another wonderful chance, but a good save this time from Fernandes. That was a better chance than the one before. And it is still 2-0. Throwing off that clearance, although we do give the ball away to Kim Duree, although somewhat luckily it looked like we do get possession back. Not sure if that was an intentional tackle, but a bit of a cluster. But we do get the ball back, and now Felix will find Mbappe. Oh, he hits the post, trying to beat him at the near post again. That looks like it's something we're going for today. It isn't an instruction. Can't tell players to try and beat the goalkeeper at the near post, I'm pretty sure, but looks like we're trying to do it now. Ruggieri in the box. Mbappe with a header, but it's straight at Fernandes. Still 2-0, but we are all over them. Throwing for Marseille here in the 34th minute, and they look to get something going, but they do lose the ball, and it's now Mbappe. What can he do? Making his way forward, places forward for Augusto. Good opportunity, and he slots it bottom left corner, and we go 3-0 up after 34 minutes, and it looks like early doors and touch wood. We are going to be going top of league. Oh, we are battering Marseille at the moment, and that feels good after what happened in the first half of the season. Good ball from Mbappe to find Augusto, and just gets that past both the defender and the goalkeeper inside that left-hand near post. We'll praise the boys. 3-0 before half-time. Bakar on the ball here, and we might have a chance off a pretty scrappy clearance from the Marseille keeper. It is fair to say. Mariba out to Bakar. He'll look to put a ball in the mixer. No, it's Aguirre. Out to Medina. We'll get rid of that pesky box. We lose possession. Germany back to Tede. Oh, interesting slide tackle from Felix there. If he connected with that, it might have been a card, so he might be lucky there. Oh, good long ball for Mbappe. He tries to beat Fernandes near post yet again, but he tips it out for a corner. Definitely looks like a strategy we're employing, so interesting stuff. Mbappe with the corner. Gvardiol over the bar. Still 3-0 as we are 5 minutes out from halftime. And we will get shown this goal kick off the back of that header that went over the bar from Gvardiol. And Ruggieri having a good game in the first team, which is nice to see. Gomez, as I said before, has been pretty up and down for us. Hopefully Ruggieri can provide some consistency. Now Mbappe out to Bakar. He'll have a crack. It's wide. Good opportunity, but it's still 3-0. And yet again, we're going to get shown this goal kick. So all action this first half at the moment. We missed the header, and Tete's on the ball for Marseille. Jacobs, Duree. Out to Germany. A good chance here for Marseille. One of a few they've had in the half so far. Up to Jose Philippe. Back to Jacobs. Ball over the top. Finds Anhurin. Tipped over by Ciu Celescu. That's their best chance so far, Marseille, albeit looked like we had it fairly well under control, and they now have a corner. Philippe to put it in. And it is headed away from Mariba. And it remains 3-0. And now we have a corner down the other end. And Mbappe puts it in the mixer. And Fernandes, good diving collection. Not the most convincing. There was a good chance that ball could have come off someone else's body there the way he went in for that. But he did claim it, albeit we get possession back from the clearance. Mariba to Aguirre. Back to Mariba. Aguirre out to Bakar. Knocking the ball nicely just outside the box. Bakar is a crack. Just wide too. Good couple of chances there for Bakar to get a goal, but it's still 3-0. Free kick right before half time. Bakar finds Mariba, and now Mbappe. Felix. Ruggieri just inside the box. Finds Felix. Good amount of space. Slots it away on the left-hand side of goal. Nice play from Matteo Ruggieri to hold that ball up long enough. So Felix had a good crack at goal. And it is 4-0 before half time. And this is a wonderful performance. A lot better than what we saw from essentially most of the starting 11 against Sochaux Montbellier. You can see Ruggieri just holding that ball up inside the box until Felix had a very clear shot. And we will be going into halftime, it looks like. 4-0 up. And indeed, that is the case. Look, that is a near perfect half of football for us against a team of this quality. 18 shots to 1, 10 to 1 on target. And we are absolutely dominating them, which is nice to see. So I think we'll just tell the boys to keep up more of the same in the second half. Corner to PSG early in the second half. Mbappe puts in Gvardiol just over the bar. Again, a couple of chances for him now, and it remains 4-0. Throw in for Marseille just after Medina picks up a yellow. Bakar tries to win possession back for us. Tadebo with a clearance. Belandro on the ball for Marseille. This highlight does continue. Alvaro Fernandes out to Jacobs. Puts the ball across. We nearly could have intercepted that, but they do keep possession. It finds Bakar, and we now look to play out from the back. See Celescu up to Gvardiol, and maybe we can make it a handful. Mbappe nearly played in. Here's a shot. Oh, look, that's a very good effort, just wide. We'll tell Medina to ease off tackles as it remains 4-0. Free kick for PSG. Gvardiol. Oh, that's a shocker. It's headed from Anharin. Oh, what are you doing, Gvardiol? My God, okay, we have gifted them one there, but hopefully it won't cost us too much. Gvardiol with some awful play here. First off, there's a terrible free kick. It's headed to Shermany, and then he just comes in too far and allows him to the shot. Good finish from Shermany, to be fair to him, but not great from Gvardiol, and it's 4-1. 64 minutes gone now, and I think we might be making a substitution. And indeed, it looks like a good time to do so. We're going to bring Jesus Morello on for Augusto, only having an okay game despite scoring a goal, and also we'll take Mariba off for SMS thanks to a similar situation. Those two have been playing quite well for the rotated team. João Felix with the ball. Morello is a header early doors just over the bar, and it's still 4-1 after 65 minutes. Free kick for PSG, 83rd minute. A lot of the play since that goal that Marseille scored has been down our end, but as I say that, they're able to get on a counter-attack, and Germany just burns past our defence there. Has a crack. Oh, it's a very similar finish to his first one. And with 8 minutes to go plus referee's time, maybe Marseille are going to get back into this. We know they're a good team. That is very Antonio Augusto, like it has to be said. Now, just check who this defender is. It is Ruggeri. I was worried that might be Gvardiol because he wouldn't have had a great game there, to be fair. That is a wonderful finish, though. Yep, Germany having a very good game, and with 8 to go, plus added, it's 4-2. 90 minutes gone. Look, we've got Felix on a red heart here, so we'll bring Racine Cedra on for him, and we'll hopefully hold on to this lead for the remaining 4 minutes. Throw in for Marseille, but we are reaching very close to full time. You would think they pass it back, knocking it about in the defensive midfield, and it is all over. We get some form of revenge on them for the first half of the season, and we go top of Ligue. Oh, some very good performances there. Kylian Mbappe, man of the match, getting a goal. João Felix also had a good game, as did Antonio Augusto. A very good performance, it has to be said, from our boys today. A little bit sloppy in the second half, but we got the job done, and that is what matters. Ruggeri coming into the team playing very well. Chumity and Anharim for them, the players to look out for. But we picked up a nice win, and that's the key, and we are now top of Ligue 1. And there is the confirmation on the points table. We are now 2 points clear of Marseille. Very good goal difference as well, a good performance. So a very good win for us there. As we said, as the Marseille manager is a little bit salty at us. Not too sure why, to be fair. Didn't wind him up too much. It wasn't a Rudy Garcia situation before the game, I can assure you of that. But we make it 6 in a row unbeaten in Ligue 1, which is good to see, and go top of the table. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to come back next time in for the Arsenal Champions League game. I know it's a wee way away, but I don't think we're going to be doing a heck of a lot more transfer business in this window. I'm still not sure about the Kimmich deal. I might leave that alone. I'm starting to lean towards, otherwise I probably would have done it by now. We do have a fair bit we're going to have to catch up on before the next episode. A lot of highlights before we crack into that first leg of the Arsenal tie. We've got the Coup de France. Hopefully we can keep on going as Toulouse are towards the bottom of the league. Also, it'll be interesting to see how far we can progress in that. And we've got pretty much the entire month of February 5 League all games to catch you guys up on as well. That Saint Etienne one, probably the biggest of those. They are currently sitting in 4th. So, yep, that's definitely the biggest of those games, but they still look like games that we should be winning. And then we have another 3 League all games, and maybe if the Coup de France goes well, we might have another one of those thrown in before that second leg of the Arsenal tie. But yeah, from now on in, until we get late into the Ligue 1 season, I think it is going to be a heavy focus back on the Champions League, and then hopefully we can tick off that next part of the Hexagon Challenge sooner rather than later. But if you did enjoy today's episode, picking up a good 4-2 win against Marseille, then please do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you're new around here and enjoyed what you saw today, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. But until the next time I see you, Arsenal, the first leg of our Champions League knockout stages at the Emirates Stadium. Thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.